Welcome to Nashville March presents The Heavy Side of Nashville with your host Fish. Today in the Electric Fishbowl we have the band No Name Blues, originally from Kokomo, Indiana, now residing in Nashville, Tennessee. No Name Blues is a phenomenal, funky, groovy blues band. We welcome to the Electric Fishbowl, No Name Blues.
Hey, welcome. This is DJ Fish, and thanks for checking out Nashville March presents The Heavy Side of Nashville. Got a nice blues band in here tonight. Welcome to the studio, No Name Blues.
Hey.
What's up, Dustin? How are you?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, very much appreciated for y'all being here, and excited to have you guys on the third episode of Heavy Side of Nashville. And so tell me a little bit about it. We were just talking before we began. Tell me, Dustin, your inception of the band and how you and Josh met, and how No Name Blues started.
Well, Josh and I met in high school. We had geometry class together, and the drummer, Kirk, I knew him through some other buddies that went to high school with me and Josh. He played drums with them. I was in another band, and that wasn't working out too well. They wanted to take a pop approach, and I wanted to stay with the rock side, so kind of split off from that, and from then I had all these songs and I had all these ideas that I wanted to find. So I was looking for a few guitarists and looking for a few drummers, and no one really fit what I was looking for. So Josh ended up eventually having time in his schedule because he was playing with this cover band out of our hometown in Kokomo, doing pretty well with that. I think eventually that just kind of wore off, and it was time for him to find something that he was a little bit more interested in, I guess. So that kind of worked out real well. And then we found Kirk, started playing with him, and then we actually started off as a cover band. We just wanted to kind of get our chemistry together, get some shows. We didn't have a name. We didn't have any social media or nothing. We were just Dustin, Josh, and Kirk are playing at Miller's Tavern for 4 hours. So we started doing that, and then I'd say few months into it, we started writing original songs, and then from that point, that was when we started actually getting serious about recording and making social media. We probably went our first year without a social media, so anything, no Facebook, Instagram, or anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are the necessary evil of the day.
Gotta go.
I use Facebook for my business, and when I'm fishing or at a concert, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
I have to do it. I do it. We have an inflatable entertainment business. You have to do it for that reason, but
Oh, yeah.
At this point, yeah, it's really necessary to have all of those essentials to get it out there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. So you guys are not Nashville natives, but you are now. Where are y'all from, Josh?
Kokomo, Indiana.
Kokomo,
way
Indiana.
Up north, way down in Kokomo, but really way up. Yeah. It's like about 45 minutes north of Indianapolis. It's home away from home, man.
Wow. So you guys are here specifically to make it in the industry, aren't you? Yeah, man. Is that your goals?
That's our goals.
Yeah.
To succeed as high as we possibly can. We moved about close to 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in February.
Nice. Well, welcome. You enjoying it here?
Oh,
We
it's
love
fantastic.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I came down here in '98 to film a music video for another band.
Really?
And I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and it already snowed there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I think it already snowed in
in
Indiana too.
So it's a great place to be from. I don't know. The wings are good. The nightlife's good. But I just, when I came down here, just instantly fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And we did go back in 2010 for a few years, but came back in 2014. But been here ever since. And just there's a vibe about it. And, the reason why I'm doing this show is there's a lot more to this town than honky-tonk and country music.
For sure there is.
Yeah, way more. And so this is, my passion to get out some of that other stuff besides what you're hearing. Everybody just thinks it's country music, but there's way more than that. So with that, let's jump into a tune here.
Let's do it.
That sound good? And first one off your EP, I got the EP right here. It's called Do You Know? I like the logo. Got
Sick,
cool stuff going on. You got a couple constellations, star. I like it.
Yeah, man, you have to check out that poster. It kind of folds open.
Yeah,
it's technically 4 posters.
That will end up right on the wall, right?
Yeah, man.
It's beautiful. We're in the Electric Fishbowl, surrounded by posters and memorabilia, and anyone that comes in. Yeah, that's it, man. So tell me about this first track. What's your name? What do you want to say about it?
First of all, there's a music video for it that's already available on YouTube. It's done decently well for the amount that we've promoted it. I'd say the way that we came about was Josh came up with the riff. It was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. He sent it to us over text, and then from there he had a couple vocal ideas, and I just kind of finished it and turned it into a fully structured song, and it ended up being our first single, and that's the one that we put out first. So,
well, there you have it. No Name Blues in the Electric Fishbowl, the heavy side of Nashville. Here it is. What's your name? There it is, the first track off No Name Blues EP.
oh yeah.
What's your name? Do you know? That's pretty cool, too. I like it. Digging it. Welcome back to the studio, guys. We're going to do another segment here, talk a little bit about your music and your influences. So, find out where you guys get your main, inspiration and all that. So, question for you, Josh.
Let's do it.
If you had a choice one night in Nashville to go see Jimi Hendrix, Black Sabbath, or Led Zeppelin, which one would you pick?
Oh, dude.
Oh, come on.
That's tough.
Is that too much?
That's tough.
Is that way too
I
much?
tell you what. I ultimately would have to go Jimmy.
Would you?
I would have to go Jimmy.
You'd have
man.
to go Jimmy?
Jimmy's
Yeah.
a pretty big influence on me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, as far as guitar playing, Jimmy and Stevie Ray Vaughan are like big ups for me. I don't know. I originally started being like a bluegrass musician. I came from a family of bluegrass musicians, and then figured out who Stevie Ray Vaughan is and Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton, and I switched over.
Well, anybody that would book those at 3 different venues in the same city on the same night's a complete idiot. Anyway, so,
Right.
It'd be chaotic, man.
What about you? I'll let you add your own band if I didn't name it. Who would it be? What would you be your first choice?
Man,
band name.
I have the most attachment to Black Sabbath, but they're still kicking, kind of.
Yeah.
Jimmy's a legend. Led Zeppelin has so much just crazy godly essence about him that I feel like I would need to just witness it live, just to see them play, like, just in person.
Right.
But I don't know. With Jimmy's,
Well, I was nosing around your Facebook page there, prepping for this, and heard your little voodoo intro, and you actually played it at the Revelry too, didn't you?
We might.
I think you did.
I think
You were doing it during warm up, maybe not during your actual set. You guys were noodling around, but you did cover War Pigs, which was different. I liked it. I really liked it. I liked your twist on it. You did the final chorus first, and then kind of went off to a jam there. And that's where we met you guys. When was that? What day was it? About a month ago, maybe, right? You guys, it was Revelry, Dark Hound. That was who I came out to see, and we filmed. Kind of just happenstance and doing this new thing, filming. And but that was I love Revelry, and it's just a little far from here. I mean, you can go straight across the lake if you had a boat, but you got to go all the way around the lake, get up to Hendersonville. It's a little long if you're going to be out. Partaking of adult beverages and trying to get back home,
sure.
But
causes some problems every now and then.
So you guys made the trek from Kokomo, Indiana to Nashville. So what's happened since you've been here? What are some of the good points, and where would you like to see you guys in 2 years from now?
Really, we learned a lot about the music industry in itself. We're in the belly of the beast right now, as I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And we, in our hometown, there's tons of awesome acts, tons of great musicians and players. But this is kind of like an everyday thing now, you know what I mean? There's people just constantly trying to do the same thing we are, and really just the whole networking thing with it. We've made great friends. We really get to do this every day now just because it's going on around us all the time.
Right. Well, that's good, man. I guess you're going to be playing again real soon here at the Basement East. And have you guys heard of Nashville March by chance?
No.
Because you probably heard me say Nashville March Presents, right?
Yeah.
Well, the guys from Dark Hound co-founded an organization here called Nashville March, which stands for Nashville Metal and Rock Community Hub. I'd really, advise you guys to go hit up their website because they'll put you on their calendar. And then coming up halfway through the show, Evan Hensley, who's a guitar player from Dark Hound, will drops in the week of what shows are coming up around town. He'll be doing that halfway through the show, and we do that so we kind of he allowed me to say Nashville March Presents. I just think what he's doing is good. It's just trying to help other bands. They do get-togethers and metal nights out at a few breweries around town, and they're at the Crying Wolf on the second Wednesday of every month, cool. Doing metal and vinyl. Cool. And Cat Diva just joined us, so we're gonna. I guess with that, why don't we let's hit up the next tune. Next song is TikTok. This one I got to say is my personal favorite from the album. I liked them all. I've listened to them all a few times. And she's stepping on your poster. My cat Diva, who is a diva, she runs it here. She's gonna plop her hind end right down on the microphone table.
Don't even care.
Yeah, she don't care. She doesn't care. But TikTok, here it is. Thanks for listening to the Heavy Side of Nashville on One Big One FM and your local podcast network. Here it is.
Tick-tock, I go tick-tock. Just a little man on the click-clock. Left to right, I go left to right. I wanna do a little dance, no rest tonight. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. I'm going in, yeah, I'm going in. I'm going in, I'm going in. Come on, dance with me. right. I wanna do a little dance, no rest tonight. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. Rock your body, just rock your body, just rock your body with me. While the ladies on the clock, can you see what you got? Can you add a little scotch to the tick-tock? Make the hips rock and add a dip and add a drop. Can you shake it real slow and let it quick stop?
TikTok, the heavy side of Nashville, back with the gentleman from No Name Blues. Tell us about how you guys got that name, No Name Blues.
So the problem is we have thought of probably 500 different names and all kinds of different ideas for different names, but every single time we pick one, it's always taken by some like 80s synth pop band from like Europe or something.
Right.
Man. So
back in 1967, this band, the Travelers in Germany, had 3 top 10 singles.
Exactly. Yeah. Which wouldn't be a big deal, but when you type it in, we want when you type our name in, you want to be able to find it, and when another band's entire like website and everything just pops up and it's featured on Google, it's kind of a turn off. So we essentially have the Blues because we can't think of a name, so we have the No Name Blues. We've got a lot of people that like it. A lot of people think that our music's a little bit cooler than the name, so we are looking for the potential of something to transform into, because we're not exactly a blues band. And I think the real problem with it is how many people come up to us and say, what you guys just did was not blues.
We've been booked as like somewhat like basic blues band before. We've came in and they're like, that's not blues, we go in and rock out and be loud and heavy, and then they're
it's
like,
upset a few people.
Yeah,
but I will say it's not traditional blues style music, but from a music theory perspective, pretty much everything that we do is in the blues scale.
Right. It's the foundation of it is blues, and you can hear it throughout the album. Anyways, I mean, you guys, phenomenal cover of War Pigs, by the way.
Yeah, thanks,
I liked your version of it, and I do have that on tape, and I haven't. It was a pretty good video, and audio. I just need to tweak some things doing the live audio. It wasn't horrible, but it's something new I'm attempting here. But
we're actually shooting a music video for that. I think this weekend.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
very good.
Yeah, we recorded.
You doing a concept video?
Yeah, we're actually going to the Army surplus store this week, and we're going to basically, because we're doing Seven Nation Army and War Pigs together.
It's funny you mentioned Seven Nation Army because, I'm like, wow, there's TikTok. I mean, not that it was a copy, but it had that same intensity for me. Mm-hmm. The intensity of that was unique. It was a unique intensity for
nice.
the Stripes. Yeah,
White Stripes a huge influence on us.
For sure.
But yeah, we're going to kind of go with like half rock and roll look, half Army look, and be like the rock and roll Army.
Yeah.
And do both videos back to back, to where it's like kind of the same video with 2 different concepts.
Nice. Well, I look forward to checking that out. And we're going to take a break here in a minute. We're going to have the update from Evan Hensley and Nashville March and what's coming up the week of November 18th. Now, the night of our recording tonight's actually the 12th, and got to say, rest in peace.
Stan
Lee, man.
Oh, it's too
yeah,
bad.
Too
Real
bad. Yeah,
sad.
legend. And he went off, and the last, I don't know if it was Ragnarok, the Thor movie, or last Marvel movie, and he did his line. I'm like, oh man, that dude's definitely in the winter of his life here.
Yeah, 95 though, man.
Yeah, no, he had a good run. 95 is
Mm-hmm.
a good run, and left with Spider-Man was my favorite when I was a kid.
Oh
so,
yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Stan Lee. When you're hearing this is this episode will premiere Sunday the 18th, and of course will be available for download on Spotify, Apple. If you like what you're hearing, please share it with your friends. And before we're going to jump in, we're going to play one more song here, and then Evan will come out and do the Nashville March update. She's Bad, but tell us, tell the world how they can get in touch with you guys. Follow you, like what's your Facebook handle?
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram's our two main ones. We got a Twitter that we're pretty active on. YouTube, we've got quite a bit on our YouTube channel. And other than that, any major streaming platforms will work. Spotify, iTunes,
Spotify,
Apple.
your music's on iTunes and on Spotify. I noticed,
music's also on YouTube. They've got like the individual songs rather than just the videos. You can find those on there too.
So we're going to jump into She's Bad. Anything either of you would like to say about this track?
It's for the ladies, man. It's
for the ladies.
It's for the ladies.
It's for the ladies. All right. Good enough. Here it is. She's Bad. No Name Blues. DJ Fish in the heavy side of Nashville.
So bad, but she's on my mind. I can just tell when she looks in my eyes with the long stare, long hair. You can tell she don't care, no fair. You can tell she don't need you. Independent woman, I know she can reach you. Get up in your mind, she'll get up in your fantasy. See her every time, you know she can see you. Eyes in the back of her head. It takes a man to see what gets her in line. Yeah, she's so bad, I think I wanna call her mine. But it feels so good. If I could put a ring on it, baby, I would. You got me in a trance. Let's dance. Got me thinking romance. First glass, take a chance. I'm going in. Thinking through my head, thinking how should I begin? Going for the win. But the thing about this girl, you don't think twice. The thing about this girl, you go on the dice. The thing about this girl, you at her disposal. Yeah, she's so bad. I think this is a proposal. She bad news, I got no clue.
Hey everybody, this is Evan with Nashville March, here with your Rock and Metal Weekly Forecast. Monday, we've got Rare Hair 8, Guitar Heroes Edition at the Basement East. Tuesday, November 20th, we've got The Body with Author and Punisher and Yautja at the High Watt. And then November 21st, we've got the Twisted Atlas Booking Farewell Show featuring Traders, Ghost Key, Widowmaker, Kaunashi, The Human Condition, and Hard Reset at the end. Once again, Evan with Nashville March, NashvilleMarch.com. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Right back to you, Fish. Thanks.
Thank you, Evan from Nashville March. Make sure you get out and check out all those bands, and we'll get another update from Nashville March. Please visit NashvilleMarch.com, whether you live here or not, and sign up if you want to learn about up and coming and what's going on in Music City besides honky tonk and country. That is the place to go. And of course, the boys from Dark Hound that we had on our premiere episode. So check out and sign up for their newsletter at NashvilleMarch.com. Another quick note, shout out to sponsor, my buddy Tom Mandillis, owner of Patchmaster Productions. Listen, if you guys want custom embroidery work, any kind of metal, he does jackets, patches, gauntlets, leather gauntlets. Check out Patchmaster Productions, and he's on Facebook and patchmasterproductions.com. Peace to you, Tom. Thanks for sponsoring the show. And back at it here with No Name Blues, getting to know each other a little bit. And you guys have a show coming up, I understand, right?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
A few shows.
Yeah,
actually.
we do. We have,
We
have one this Wednesday at Springwater in Midtown.
Oh, great place. Actually, the band Dead Watt, some friends of mine, that is
Nice.
one of their regular places that they play
sweet.
at Springwater Supper Club.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's a nice little cheap $2 PBRs there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it came
yeah.
We live for the cheap dollar.
You can't beat that.
PBRs, yeah.
Yeah,
So
then we
that's
got,
this Wednesday. That would be what, the 15th?
Yeah.
I think maybe
Today's
the
the 12th,
14th.
14th. Wednesday,
Yes.
November 14th at the Springwater Supper Club right next to Centennial Park here in Music City. And then what's after that?
We got the Basement November 26th, and then we've got Radio Cafe December 1st.
You're doing the basement, no, or not the Basement East, the
Yeah, just
basement.
the basement.
The
Yeah,
basement, November 26th.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's Halloween. That's a good weekend.
Oh yeah.
And what after that?
We got Radio Cafe December 1st, a couple other bands, and then we're working on getting more December shows. But right now, I know that we're playing Tin Roof. We're playing one of the Wednesday band showcases. I think December 12th.
Oh,
We've
that's
got
nice. So you guys got a nice schedule lined up
Yeah,
for you.
we've got a little
Yeah.
Christian coffee shop on December 15th. We're going to be playing all of our clean songs.
Yeah, that's all right. That's nothing wrong with that, man.
Right
you know?
now, next on the schedule after that is we got December 22nd back in our hometown. So we're gonna be doing
Oh, very good. Nice homecoming for Christmas.
celebration.
Yeah, wow. That's a nice lineup for you guys, and I wish you well here. We're gonna
thanks, man.
plug along here. Let's see, what do we got next here? Help This Man.
Help this man.
Yeah. So lyrically, who's the main guy? Are you guys share it?
I usually write the lyrics, and then I'm super open to everybody. I'm real indecisive, so I'm one of those dudes that comes up with 2 to like 5 options and sends it to the band and says which one you guys like the best. But Josh very often will supply like a couple lyrical ideas. He throws some of his stuff in there. He'll usually give me like a couple lines in a verse, and then I'll turn that into a fully structured whatever. But yeah, I'd say Help This Man and TikTok were both written by me before the band even started, and then the other 3 songs were all creations of the band itself.
Help This Man coming up here, the heavy side of Nashville in the studio, the Electric Fishbowl studio with No Name Blues. Here it is. Help This Man.
My mind right out of my head. She took my heart right out of my chest, but she won't take my soul, 'cause it's all I got left, and I'm gonna take control of my life. Broke down, beat up, can't slow down till I speed up. Too much on my plate to eat up. Somebody help this man. Run down and up, Can't sit down till I stand up. Throw my hands up, the man up and say, help this man. I just want control of my life. Make one step, taking 2 steps back when I get up. Till somebody sees, will somebody please help this man. Stranded, fell down, don't know where I landed, boy, I'm hellbound. Well, I've been reprimanded, will somebody please help this man? I just want control of my life. I lost my mind right out of my head. She took my heart out of my chest, but she won't take my soul, cause it's all I got left. And I'm gonna take control of my
This Man by No Name Blues. DJ Fish, the heavy side of Nashville on onebig1.fm and your favorite podcast streaming service. Was that the right thing to say? Streaming service? Yeah. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on SoundCloud, we're on Stitcher. Make sure you check us out. Follow us and learn about some new up-and-coming fantastic bands in this town. Again, you know, nothing against country music. It's I personally believe country music is satanic. And anyone is But now I've been a disc jockey 30 years and I've played a lot of it. And I do like John. I love Johnny Cash. I love the outlaw classic stuff. You know, my thing about country is you just can't tell what, you know, they're melding sounds together, and it all sounds the same whiny stuff. And,
yeah, man. Today they really went off the charts with country music today, man. It just sounds like really bad rock with banjos and fiddles.
Yeah. And you know, not for nothing, but you know, been to at times I was either filming or doing security or whatever at a country show. 5 to 10 times as many fights at a country concert as there are at a metal show. Yeah. There's just a brotherhood with rock and roll, hard rock, metal, whatever. And, you know, not to say that fights never happen, but few and far between, you know?
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
Well, man, this has been a pleasure, man. We got a few more tunes to do. Let's talk about your drummer, Kirk. Unfortunately, he can't be here tonight. I wanted to say hello to him, and he had a family issue come up. But Kirk, great drummer.
We miss you, buddy.
Yeah, man. We're thinking about you here in the studio, and hope everything works out and get back for your gigs, because I think I might come out Wednesday.
Oh, dude, come on out, hang out.
Yeah, I like the supper
we can
club
get
there.
Those $2 PBRs.
Yeah, that's right. I'll save up $12.
Right.
Well, we're going to do the last song off the EP here, Lost at Sea. And this one probably is the most unique of all of the tracks on there, a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The original riff, I used to work at a restaurant that served roasted chicken, and they needed a commercial. And the beginning riff I wrote for a commercial for this restaurant. You could find it on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, it kind of led from using this riff to the rest of the song.
Yeah, man. And as far as production-wise, it's kind of it's a movie that you can listen to. There's the storm in there, and there's the rain and the wind and all kinds of stuff like that. It's really painting a picture. It's supposed to kind of be more of a visionary dream of a song. And then about halfway through, there's that breakdown. Fun fact, we kind of wanted people to figure out for themselves, but I don't think anyone's going to do the research.
Spoiler alert.
It's the Morse code for SOS. And we turned it into a musical breakdown, like a metal breakdown. So,
oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I love all that inside information. Well, we're going to do one more track, last track off the EP. Do You Know? This one's Lost at Sea.
I'm lost at sea, I'm thinking I'm sinking in an ocean of thoughts, watching from the crow's nest. I can see there's not a single strip of land in my sight, so now I'm telling the crew that I'm lost in my mind. I got lost in the waves that I made when I played the devil's game, so I pray every day. I sing, oh my God, they know me. I went too far out, I got lost at sea. This isn't SOS, 'cause I'm in distress. Get me out of this mess, Lord, please help me. Amen. Now you're both sick, and the heart starts singing. I hate you, I told you so, but I told you so, you mother. You got lost in the waves that you made when you played the devil's game, so you play every day. You sing, oh my God, they know me. I went too far out, I got lost at sea. This isn't SOS, 'cause I'm in distress. Get me out of this mess, Lord, please help me. Amen. Somebody save my way every day. I say, oh my God, they know me. I went too far out, I got lost to sea. This isn't SOS, cause I'm in distress. Get me out of this mess, Lord, please help me. Amen. Well, get me out of this mess, Lord, please help me. Somebody save my soul.
I like that finish. We were talking, I have some friends here, Anthony, and he piped in right away and said, oh, that reminded me of a Floyd intro.
Yeah.
So we started talking a little bit about Floyd and began to talk about influences, and we decided to save it for this segment. So let's talk about what really drove you guys, and both of you, however, take turns. But what was like, okay, this is what drives me. This is what influences me to create my own thing.
Yeah, as far as the visionary aspect, the original idea of it all was to, like I told you earlier, kind of the concept where Black Sabbath is like the first movie, Rage Against the Machine would be the second movie, if you will, and then we would be the third part of the trilogy. And then, kind of, I guess you could say if Black Sabbath, Rage Against the Machine had a baby and then it was adopted by Wolf Mother, and then like Jack White from the White Stripes was our life coach. We do a lot of that, and then I'd say like Cage the Elephant, Jet,
For sure.
Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd. There's all kind. I mean, a little bit of the Who. Of course, Zeppelin has influenced pretty much everybody.
Right.
And even modern, there's also modern artists that they don't necessarily like influence us a ton, because we already had our sound before them. But we would draw ourselves closer to like Hozier, Kaleo, Arctic Monkeys. They kind of have a similar vibe to us.
Yeah. What'd you listen to growing up, Josh? What was your first love of rock and roll?
My first love of rock and roll was probably, honestly, the Eagles.
Oh, wow,
I would
really?
say the Eagles. I'm a
That's
huge
surprising.
Joe Walsh fan.
Yeah. That's
And probably after that, Stevie Ray Vaughan or Jimi Hendrix, man.
yeah. Those were the first.
Those are the guitar
It's
guys.
got a lot of John Mayer vibes too.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm a big John Mayer guy. I enjoy the guitar playing of John Mayer.
My wife is a huge Grateful Dead fan, and I enjoy some of it. Like I'm more into the Floyd end. She's more into Grateful Dead. But we did go see Dead and Company with John Mayer, and I got to say I enjoyed that.
He's
I
an
enjoyed
amazing
that.
guitarist.
No, it was.
Yeah.
He did Garcia perfectly, and it was a very enjoyable show.
We got a lot of Foo Fighters influence. Muse, aside from like the opera voice, I saw Muse for the first time and dropped out of school right after. I was like, I know what I want to do with my life. Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course. I think Flea is a huge influence on my bass playing. We're kind of like a modern Rush to some people because we have a lot of songs that are more like radio friendly, 3-chord little jams, but we do a lot of like, I'm not going to call it prog, but it gets progressive. We do more arrangements rather than just jams. People compare us to Tool sometimes a little bit. I think we have like a darker element to it.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. So you got 5 songs down on an EP. How many songs do you have written right now?
We have 3 albums
Bunches.
worth ready to go.
3 albums worth.
We're just
3 full lengths.
We don't want to just put them out. Our plan right now is to do a music video for all 5 songs. Let that kind of shape our brand, and I think by the time we've released the last one, we'll be ready to put out either our first album or maybe turn that album into like kind of an EP, depending on where we're at in the industry from there. But yeah, man, we've got 3 albums, and we realistically have enough, because rather than covers, we do like more renditions and arrangements of our favorite songs. So we've even considered maybe making like a cover album down the road. We just don't want to be known as a cover band. And then we even have ideas for probably like a 5th album too after that. So.
Oh wow! Well, man, it sounds like you all got your work cut out for you. And man, I'm very thankful that you guys took the time to come and hang out in the Electric Fishbowl, and would love to have you back when you get some new tunes. You know,
we appreciate it.
And this will begin, like I said, this will air Sunday the 18th, and then of course be available anytime. Download on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, all that good stuff. You'll be able to find us. And thanks again, gentlemen from No Name Blues, Josh, Dustin. Peace to you. And we'll see you next time here.
See you then, brother.
Nashville. Peace. Check out NashvilleMarch.com and PatchmasterProductions.com. This is DJ Fish on OneBig1.fm and the Podcast Big Network.